Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Chris. Welcome to the channel. So today I wanted to make a quick video, basically just talking about my thoughts of Rivals 2, how that platformer came out recently. Been waiting for a long time for it. Now it's out. People are playing it in tournament. People are having a good time playing it. It's doing great. Um, very happy for Dan's success and everyone involved in the team and making the game. But I'm more curious to just kind of speak my mind real quick about what I see as far as the possibilities of Rival 2 becoming the primary fighter. And I think it's an interesting prospect because we're at a point in the community where, um, you know, we still have a lot of people who play platform fighters competitively, mainly Smash. But I'm really curious to see where Rivals can be as far as being a place for all Smashers to be able to rally behind a particular game or a particular brand, regarding esports, right? For like competitive, the competitive gaming aspect of things. Um, I think it's in a really good spot right now because there are different types of smashers from different games. Like you have melee players, you have players who play modded versions of Smash. You have players who um, play Ultimate, and just even original just Rival One players. And I think it's definitely it's a really interesting mix of people. The game itself is an interesting mix of all the different games, all the different mechanics. Obviously, being mostly you know similar to Rivals One, but adding grabs and adding throws and things like that. Definitely, I'm sorry, adding grabs, adding ledge grabs, adding shields. It's definitely gonna um, make it more similar to Melee. So I think it's such a great game, and maybe I'm just thinking out loud, but yeah, I'm really just hoping that it picks up more steam and people consider picking up this game or at least rallying behind the game, and making it bigger competitively. It's already big, but I think the community should really think long and hard about what the benefits could be, if we got behind a game like Rivals primarily instead. And maybe I'm just thinking out loud, and I do believe that the games can coexist, and I think that they should and they will, and I know that's the intention of Rivals is not to be a replacement for Smash, but to be its own thing. But I think that the question still stands, or the thought still stands. Well, you know, uh, I guess let me put it this way: the curiosity around where competitive platform fighting, you know, competitive players who enjoy platform fighters, which game should they invest their time into? What game is going to have the greatest return in terms of community, in terms of support and esports? And that's where my mind runs. I feel like you know Rivals is doing such a good job catering to the competitive smasher, the competitive platform fighter type of person and type of community. And I'm just like so excited. Like we just had Olympia come out, and I got to play her the other day, and it's like she's just so much fun. I think we have so many other characters too that we're looking um, to play and try out and stuff. Just the homies and everyone in the competitive scene. It's like it's really good stuff. Um, One thing I will say is I think once the game comes out in on console, at least on Switch, maybe some other, maybe Switch 2, Switch 1, maybe even just some of the other consoles out there, there will definitely be a lot more people playing it. Rivals 1 was available on console. I know it probably started off on Steam. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, but um, by the end of it, it was definitely available on Switch and Xbox and things like that. So I think if they do the same thing eventually here, the adoption will be much crazier. I know we live in a different time where pretty much everyone plays on, uh, you know, everyone plays on Steam. Everyone knows what it is. Lots of people have gaming PCs, but not everyone. So, and just like from a tournament perspective, um, I feel like if you wanted to be a TO and set up your own tournament, it'd probably be a little bit it's not always accessible, to have a bunch of gaming PCs just to set up a tournament. It's more realistic that your local TO probably has like Switches, or has some other type of consoles from some other competitive scene. So I'm just like really really excited to see that. Um, yeah. So I guess this video is kind of me in a way where I'm just thinking out loud, and I wanted to share my stance of like I loved Rivals 1 and like that I got the bug there, and just seeing like how good Rivals 2 is doing now is like it just makes me so happy. And I guess like just thinking out loud, like I would just love this, I was speaking to some smashers recently in person, and I made sure to bring up Rivals a lot, and you know a lot of people play Rivals, but some smashers still don't. And I think that it's just it begs the question, like should they play, and is it worth it? And people are saying, oh, it looks cool, like I saw it or I played it a little bit, but try, if you're in that crowd, try it again, try and play it, try and grind it with a homie, try it for a while, because I feel like once you really start understanding like what's behind it, and there's some differences. There's obviously a lot of similarities now too, shared mechanics and stuff, but there's some slight differences, and the character design is just, it's so awesome, like it's so there's so much to it. There's so much different things that characters have in their tool belt just between the characters. You're not gonna find you're not really gonna find clones, and I think that's really cool. And yeah, just give it a chance if you're on the fence, because I can totally vouch for the game. It's a beautiful game, and it's got some beautiful mechanics. It's got some great bones, and it's still just starting out, and get ahead of it, because it's just really, really, really good stuff. So honestly, let me know what you think in the comments. Tell me if you're feeling this, if you're, how you're feeling about Rivals. Are you on the fence? Are you on the board? Are you still gonna play? You're still gonna play your other platform fighting games. I know like Melee's for life, and that's probably true for me. But um, think about how Rivals separates itself. Obviously there's very obvious differences, like difference of developers and stuff like that, but also just like different mindsets of how the competitive aspect is viewed. So I think it's important, and I think I think we can all agree that both can coexist. But if you are a Melee player interested in playing Rivals 2, just let me know. I'm just letting you know, I've been playing since I think like 2007 competitively. I can vouch 100%. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to support and come up with more. Thanks.